Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bull Moose Bubba here on Sunday, August 23rd, 2020, sitting in for Paul Harvey today. Stand by for commentary. Well, Americans, if Mr. Paul Harvey were alive today and was trying to comment on the 2020 election, I think he would do something like this. Well, Americans, here we are, another election cycle. And you are the same as you were 4 years ago. The lesser of the two evils. Didn't learn your lesson 4 years ago, won't learn your lessons today. Since 1856, you've had the two-party system. And till this time, it's either been a Republican or Democrat in the White House. There's been a few exceptions to this rule. Number one, 1864, when you had the preserve the Union ticket with Abraham Lincoln, a Republican, and Andrew Johnson, a Democrat. Then in 1876, you had that crazy election where James Tilden was beating Rutherford B. Hayes. And you had 20 electoral votes that if he had them, he would have had the presidency. Well, the electors couldn't come to any decision there, so they threw it to the House. And there was a backroom deal done. Well, all of a sudden, one elector from Oregon was replaced with another one. That's never been done before and since there. He voted for Tilden, the new one voted for Rutherford B. Hayes. And the deal that was struck over there was the Republicans would cede the South back to the Democrats and cease to exist for whatever time it was set on that backroom deal. So therefore, the carpetbaggers all left. And the South in 1876, all the electoral votes went over to Rutherford B. Hayes, depriving James Tilden of the presidency. The Republicans got what they wanted, the Democrats got what they wanted, the South, which within 20 years became the Solid South. And Jim Crow laws, which eventually the South, with their power, and some Democrats in the North, chose Supreme Court justices that would water down the 14th Amendment, and therefore you got segregation all over the country. So there went that election. The next one was 1912, when Theodore Roosevelt didn't like the fact that he picked his ham successor, William Howard Taft, and he blew it from 1909 to 1912. So in 1912, he decided, I want the presidency back. I told the people, I promised them that I wasn't going to run again, but hey, promises are hard to keep, and you can break them. Well, the American people didn't like the broken promise. Yeah, he had his core that voted for him. He got 88 votes, and Taft ended up in third place. But then again, you elected a Democrat, Woodrow Wilson, which was an academic, and he was as bad as Trump is today, or Obama 100 years later. Oh yeah, Obama 100 years later. Oh boy, that was just bad. So then we go to 1948, when Thomas Dewey was running against Give him hell, Harry. Yes. Well, and there was a split in the Democratic Party. That the first time the Democrats showed a real split. since the South of 1876. They had the Dixiecrats, which allowed Gideon Harry to retain the White House. It was funny that he still retained the White House with a split, but they kind of messed up the Republicans under Thomas E. Dewey. I don't know how the Dixiecrats did that, but they did in 48. Then 20 years in 68, they won again, this time with George Wallace. This time they messed up the Democratic candidate, Vice President Hubert Humphrey, HHH, and elected Tricky Dicky. Oh boy, that was bad. Which caused the beginning of the end of the United States. And today, Donald J. Trump is the end. And today's election, Americans, either Trumpy, Dumpy, and Hinsy Pinsy, or Creepy Joe and Camilla, he's a segregationist, Harris. Neither one of those tickets is going to save you, because they both are the same. One's ultra right, one's ultra left. What are you going to do about that, Americans? You've had your voices. You tried it with Bull Moose in 1912, and Teddy almost won. But then again, he broke a promise. This time, you can vote two people in that are not even voting, that have expressed their votes for Biden, in the case of Mr. Kasich. And I don't know about Ms. Gabbard. But what would happen if you elect them? They would have no choice but to serve. And this is what you got to find out, Americans. Do you have two people that are willing to serve and do your interests only? This is your favorite alien and Boom Moose Bubba sitting in for Paul Harvey today. Good day.